They're the ones saying we're deluded. At the same time, they're printing stuff. Oh, feedback. They're printing stuff about the destruction of evidence. They're printing stuff about evidence that was never released to the events. If they don't think that's a problem, who's deluded? Us or them? Does not take a lot of working out, really. I didn't have time to kind of prepare anything for today, and usually I try and have something prepared. Um, as you all know, the situation, the last situation that we had was that was left. Yes, we could get those samples, we could get them tested, and that would be a way to prove two things. One, that Luke Mitchell did not kill Toby Jones, and two, who did. That was our plan. Last time we all came together, that's what we knew we had, and that's where we were going forward. Well, as always, an update. They moved the samples, and we don't know where. And now they're lying to us about moving the samples. So what do you do with that? Why, if there's nothing to hide? First of all, were they so determined that they were not going to give us these samples? Or they were only going to give us a limited number in limited circumstances? Yep. Okay. We'll just leave it at that. Oh no, everything's going. Yeah, so they were only going to give us limited samples in limited circumstances. They wanted us to check, to test the samples in their labs. Yeah, these are the labs that got it all wrong in the first place. And they wanted us to do it there. So we went back and we said, no, give us the samples and we'll get them tested independently. And I think they were hoping that we wouldn't be able to get legal aid for that testing. So we told them, okay, don't get legal aid, we'll raise the money. We're still going to test them, don't care, we'll raise the money. And then they went, well, no, you can only have them in these circumstances and that. And eventually, they'd say, right, if you follow this format, we'll give you this for testing. So we went off and we spoke to the forensics experts and said, can you apply for them in this format so that we can test them? And just as we were doing that, that's when we found out they moved them again. And they've moved them to an authority that hasn't given us an undertaking not to do anything with them. And our concern here is that they will test the remaining samples and that will destroy all the material that's left. So our scientists will have nothing to test. This is being done in your names. This is the justice that they think you want and that they think you agree to. I don't know, Edinburgh slang. So that's the thing, the situation we've got at the minute with the samples. We're still trying to find them. How can we be more than 20 years later trying to find the samples that we didn't know they had, that we found when they tried to destroy them and they've hidden them again? What is that? It's not justice. It is absolute nonsense. Yep, that's for years I've avoided using the word corruption, and I've tried to put it down to, shall we say, manipulation, or people doing the jobs badly, or call it what you like. But I don't think we can look at it in any other way now than corruption, because once the errors were found, once the errors were uncovered, and I'm being kind to call them errors, but once they were found and uncovered, that was their chance to put it right. That was their chance to put their hands up and say, right, yeah, we made a complete hash of that. We'll start now. We'll fix it now. The minute they started covering that, is when it tips over into corruption. No matter how much you try to avoid that phrase, that's the crossover point. Looking for us? The, a lot of you have been asking, how is Luke? Now you know he was moved back from Greenock to Shotts and moved from lower category back into top security conditions. Well, they can't even make their minds up about that. Initially, they said it was because he spoke out with the Sound of Silence series that we put out on YouTube. First of all, they tried to say that he used an illegal communication device. Oops, no he didn't. No, he used a prison phone, excuse me, prison landline, prison mobile, during authorised phone visits that were recorded. So he did nothing wrong. Anyway, they decided he was getting shipped back because he misused prison communication devices. And then they went, we gave them the information that he hadn't, that he'd done nothing wrong as far as that was concerned. So then they changed it to, oh, he failed a drug test, that's why we sent him back. Well, I found out just 2 days ago, another prisoner had some prescription sleeping tablets. And after the third time of punting the thing forward so that he could get back on his community visits, he couldn't sleep. And the other prisoner said to him, "Do you want one of my sleeping tablets?" That is him failing a drug test, misusing drugs. That's all it was. So, yeah. So, again, it would seem to be that if the name is Luke Mitchell, then all the rules, and Corinne said this years ago, all the rules go out the window if the name is Luke Mitchell. The question is why? Why should one prisoner be treated so differently from what's allowed? And it brings us full circle. Well, they have to treat him so differently because if they allowed all this to be checked, it would show what they've done. So, we've got a couple of jurors over there. It's amazing to see everybody. I'm so pleased that we've had another fantastic turnout. And I'd like to thank everybody for all the support and all the different ways you support as well. The people buying books, the people that bought rosettes today or donated for rosettes today. As you know, we have difficulties fundraising every time we try to do that. But we're here, we're gathered again to raise awareness for this case, for Luke, and really, sometimes we forget who this is. We don't forget, but other people forget who this is all about. So, Jen, they silenced Luke. They stopped him making phone calls. They stopped him making video calls. And they said, that's it, you are silenced. Because they were scared that we would record his phone calls or his video calls and make them public again. So, ladies and gentlemen, this recording is from May. So for anybody that wants to make any big deal about it, Luke has not spoken out since. This is from May. But I thought he should speak to you himself today.
Hi everybody, thank you for all turning out today. It's great to know that all of you are in support of truth and justice and the fight against this miscarriage of justice, and I'm just so grateful that all of you have turned out today to make it heard and make it known that this will no longer be tolerated. And the more people we can bring to this cause and the more people we can add to our numbers and add to this fight, the less chance anybody has of denying that there's anything to answer, the less chance there is of them just turning their heads and ignoring us. That's been their standards practice so far, and no more now, because people can now see the truth. They see the lies that have been told. They see the falsifications that have been made. The evidence that's been hidden away, the evidence that's been destroyed in order to try and cover up the truth. And it's just so great now that people are seeing this and standing up and saying, not anymore, not in my name. What they've done so far, they've said that this is on your behalf and with your consent. But you're all standing here today saying that no, this is not with my consent. And that's what's needed. And it's about time that the people in charge, the police, the Crown, the courts, the Scottish ministers themselves will listen to this. That they don't have a chance to turn their heads and ignore it anymore and just pretend that there's nothing wrong with the system. Because the system itself is wrong. So don't lose heart at how long this process takes, because that's what they count on. They want to drag this out for as long as possible so that people lose heart, they lose interest, and don't want to pursue anymore because they just give up, because they think, what's the point, it's not getting anywhere. Don't fall for those tricks. This is exactly what they want. So stay strong and keep fighting. And the more you fight, the less they have to fight back with. So thanks again for turning out, and thanks again for all your support. And keep going, just keep pushing harder, keep demanding more and more answers to the questions that haven't been answered yet. Keep demanding that the truth is brought out. And keep demanding that those responsible for this horrific injustice are brought to light and made to answer publicly for their crimes, not only in law, but their crimes against the public, their crimes against justice itself. Because only after they've been made to answer for these things will anything start to change. And that's what we need. This isn't just about trying to overturn our wrongful conviction. This is about trying to make sure that none of this ever happens again to anyone that you know or care about. Because it will. If this is allowed to continue, this will happen to more people. And the likelihood is it will be somebody that you know, or somebody connected to somebody that you know. And is that what anybody wants? Is anybody willing to allow that to happen?
Oh.
If anyone answers yes to that, then the system's more broken than I even realised it was. So keep pushing, keep demanding, and do not stop until we get these answers, until we get these wrongs corrected. I won't say righted, there's nothing that can right any of this, but if we can at least start on a course correction, we can make serious changes happen. So thank you all again, and good luck with the future campaigning.
Anything works. I'd like to introduce you now to somebody who has come a very, very long way to speak to you about his own experiences and about fighting injustice and about Luke's case and what he's come to know about it. Do you want to hit it? Michael O'Brien He's come all the way from Wales, and then got kicked out of his hotel when he arrived this morning. So we then had to, nothing to do with Mike, he didn't, it wasn't anything he did. But yeah, Mike, thank you so much.
Well, I'd just like to say, thanks for having me up here today. There's been a bit of TV problem this morning with Sandra and Louise had sorted out with the hotel. It put me off a little bit and off my stride, but I'd just like to say, I know Luke is innocent because I've been speaking to Sandra for a number of years, and I've kept in the background for one reason, because this is her work, and I didn't want to trespass on somebody's work. It's like an academic. You don't tread on people's toes, so that's the reason why I haven't come out before. But I got to be honest with you. I mean, I watched In a Small Town, and I mean that is In a Small Town, and that is shocking. There's no doubt about it that Luke is innocent. Absolutely 100%. I served 12 years for something I didn't do, and the treatment Luke is getting at the moment with access to the media, I had to take the governor of the prison and the Home Secretary to court. I took them all the way to the House of Lords, and I whipped their sorry asses. I actually beat them. Jack Swan and Michael Howard and Gerardo's. I had the both of them. And they said, and I had on human rights legislation, not English legislation, not Welsh legislation, and we can still do it for Luke. Now there's a number of cases, R versus Hurst, right? This is a case where another prisoner took to the court over telephone interviews, exactly what Luke's just done, and yet Luke's being punished for it. It's not a criminal offence. It's not an offence at all. It comes under freedom of speech, Article 10, the right to freedom of speech. Luke should have that right. And if they won't allow it to do that, then we'll be his voice for him. We'll speak up for him, and we'll definitely speak out. Simple as that. We ain't going anywhere. We ain't going anywhere. None of us are going anywhere. This is not a game. They want to play games. This is not a game. This is people's lives. And as I said before on many occasions, there's two victims in this, two sets of victims in this particular crime. The primary victim is Jodie and the family. I understand that, right? That's number one. And we mustn't forget it. But the second victim is Luke and his family, and everybody else will go with it. So there's two sets of victims here, and we've got to get it out there. We want to find out who done this. It's important. We need to clear Luke's name. But to clear Luke's name, we might have to find out who did it. Well, I think it's pretty obvious with the DNA evidence. I mean, there's enough evidence there to point to who done it. Now, why are they doing this? Why are the police? Why are the CCRC getting off their sorry lazy asses and getting this DNA tested and getting it back to the Court of Appeal where this case belongs? Because that's where it belongs, with the Court of Appeal. That's where it belongs. No doubt about it. A man who just come out of prison after 17 years, the CCRC made a fatal mistake. In 2012, they had DNA evidence, like in Luke's case. They didn't know who it belonged to, but they knew it didn't belong to Andy. And he spent another 12 years in prison because the CCRC's incompetence, and they were afraid to send it back because they didn't know who it was. It's not their role to decide whose DNA evidence it is or isn't. The fact is, if it's not Luke's, if it's not mine, if it's not yours, then that person is innocent. And then cases have got to go back to the Court of Appeal. Now, in Luke's case, I don't know whether you know, I've done a news quest thing the other day, and I'm only just getting up to speed. I'm not as brilliant as Sandra, and she knows everything about the case. But I did get on there, and I did speak about Luke's case. And I'm pleased to tell you, we've got a big podcast. We want Sandra to talk about Luke's case, and we're going to get it all over Wales about Luke's case. And I'm going to help in that. I've managed to get the podcasters to agree, and Sandra is coming down. She's going to be speaking, and she's going to be speaking for over an hour, and they're going to go through the whole case. We've got the support of the Welsh people. I have spoken to so many academics, people on the street that are going, oh yeah, I shouldn't have murdered in a small town. That's that 14-year-old boy. Well, let's all join together then, and let's make more noise. Until this man is free, I ain't going anywhere, you ain't going anywhere, and we're going to do it. We're going to get this on the road, and we're going to get it out. And all I can say is, I'm not going to take any more time now. I've said what I feel, but all I can say is, The Central Club want Sandra on the show, and as soon as we can get her on there, I mean, she'll get national coverage with it as well. And some of the media, like the Daily Record, I tell you, I don't know if you see my... Did you see my email I sent to him? Yeah, I sent it and it was spot on. Do you know what? The sound is deafening. I can't hear him. Can't hear him at all. You know, can't hear nothing at all. Because they can't argue with a victim of a miscarriage of justice who knows what he's talking about. And that's the difference. They won't argue with me because they know I'm right. They're not going to argue you in the end because we're going to prove them right. We're going to prove that Luke is innocent. End of story. Thank you very much for your time today. And thank you for helping me. Thank you very much.
Mike has very kindly brought some of his books, which is going to sign for anybody that wants to buy them. The funds going towards, I have to be very careful here, you all know what I mean. Funds going towards something, and you can choose what you would like that to be. But we're going to bring the books out, and Mike's going to sign books for anybody that wants them. There was something else I was to say. Oh yeah. This t-shirt is the only one in existence, so we were thinking about raffling it today. What do you think? Yay! Alrighty, who's taking charge of the raffle? Nicola, come here so that people can see who you are. So Mike, see, this is why I don't can't Mike will be here with books. Nicola will be over there for the raffle for the t-shirt. Thank you all so much once again, and brilliant to see you all. Come and say hi, and we can get a proper chat now. Thank you.
Ah, good idea, boys. Good idea. So it looks as if today here at the peaceful protest for Luke Mitchell, the injustice that's been carried out. Mind follow all the pages online, the Facebook pages, etc. I'll show you a wee draft more signs here.
Well, they're not listening.
It's very true what it says on that sign there. I've been fortunate enough to have spoken with Scott Forbes a couple of times about this specific case, and the stuff that he's been able to tell us, and obviously his book, and Sandra as well she's got a book out, and also appearing on social media, podcasts, etc., to try and get as much awareness out of this as possible. So an injustice carried out, a 14-year-old boy questioned without adult representation, no any DNA on the body that belonged to Luke. However, there was other samples there, blood samples, DNA samples, and it's an injustice. You're getting other people coming out and saying it's an unsafe conviction, so therefore the benefit of the doubt should be to the young lad who they waited until he was 16 to try as an adult. Trial by media, and we all know how the media operates here in Scotland. It doesn't operate for the people of Scotland's benefit, is the best way I can put it. Hope you enjoyed the speaking. Getting helicopters above now, so we'll turn the camera back down and just finish up. Alright guys, thank you for tuning in. So a tour there for folk to sign books, etc., to get books after the guy that was speaking a wee minute ago. I've got to ask Sandra. Sandra, will you give a wee message? Excuse me, Sandra, will you give us a wee message? I'm live streaming this onto YouTube, so just give a wee message to my viewers, just to say that we're supporting you, and hopefully anything that we can do to highlight it, we'll try. So can you give us a wee message?
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, for live streaming this, and for the support. More and more people are getting on board now, which is absolutely incredible. It's going to take all of us. It's going to take, they say it takes a village to raise a child.
Absolutely.
It's going to take a country to release one. And that's what we're looking for now. Let's get everybody on board. Let's do this.
Yep, justice for Luke Mitchell.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Sandra.
Thank you.
Back in. Aye, so that's us live stream ending. Alright folks, thanks very much for tuning in. How you doing?